If he wants to make some money, Floyd wants to make some money. He wants to make some money, he could fight
your guy Jake Paul.
No, with him too, but he could fight the guy, not Manny Pacquiao. Manny won't fight him again. But I'm talking
Canelo?
Not Canelo, Crawford.
Oh, Terrence Crawford.
You can't force Usyk to fight anybody. You can't force anyone to fight anybody. You know, the will has to be on Usyk's side.
Can you miss? And because his range control is so good, he's in. His nickname's the cat. He's in like a cat, and he is so accurate with what he's doing. He makes you miss, he makes you pay. That's the art of the sweet science. It is the art of getting hit.
Mike Tyson didn't hold back when asked about Floyd Mayweather possibly facing Alexander Usyk on a podcast with Shaquille O'Neal. Tyson said Floyd would get smashed if he ever dared to step into the ring with a real heavyweight like Usyk. Tyson pointed out that while Floyd has made huge money, he's done it without ever taking on the kind of real threats guys like Usyk represent. In Tyson's eyes, Mayweather only fights when the payday is huge and the danger is small. If he ever returns, he'll pick soft targets. Never someone like Usyk who could actually hurt him.
I'm going with heavyweight.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, Floyd feels like in a different category.
He made heavyweight money, but I'm talking about the heavyweight struggle.
Yes. I don't know if we're ever going to get to the heavyweights again.
Huh?
Speaking of Floyd.
No, that's going to come back again. Always come back.
Speaking of Floyd, him and Roy Jones been going back and forth. If they were to fight, give me your opinion on who you think would win and why. And would people want to see that fight now?
Well, listen, people are all going to hate on Floyd, so they will want to see the fight. They want to see Floyd get beat. But are they going to fight?
I know they're going back and forth.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they would matter. If he wants to make some money, Floyd wants to make some money. If he wants to make some money, he could fight
your guy Jake Paul.
No, with him too, but he could fight the guy, not Manny Pacquiao. Manny won't fight him again. But I'm talking
Canelo?
Not Canelo, Crawford.
Oh, Terrence Crawford.
At this point in his career, Alexander Usyk doesn't need another win to prove he's elite. With an Olympic gold medal and multiple major victories under his belt, including 2 over, Anthony Joshua Usyk's legacy is already secure. Still, fans and analysts are buzzing about who his final opponent might be. Even if he's got nothing left to prove, there's still huge interest in watching him step into the ring one last time.
Which he doesn't have to do probably because his legacy is secured. He's done basically everything in boxing. And if he was to retire tomorrow, or what could happen, which has been muted, that he was going to have the Dubois fight and then he was going to have a celebrity fight, you know, like crossover fight with an ex-MMA or something like that, which for me wouldn't be nice because I think it would cheapen his legacy in some way. But as Addy said, pounds and pence and dollars are what count in this game.
Andy, have you spoken, or has Spencer Brown or Frank spoken to you? Because to be fair to Frank, I've spoken to Frank twice since the fight, and he does always say, it's Joseph Parker next, it's Joseph Parker next. And he says it with a bit of force as well, as though he's promised you guys that you will be next in line. Has there been a conversation with Frank as to what happens with Joseph? Because I almost feel sorry for Joseph now. It's got to the stage where every time I see Joseph, I'm like, okay, look, when are you going to fight? When are you going to fight? And he has this face of, I don't know. And it's upsetting for me as well, just to see him on the sidelines.
Yeah, it's very frustrating for him and for us as a team, but I had a brief conversation with Frank Warner as we were walking back from the ring. I said, it has to be Joe, and he said, we're going to push for Joseph. And Spencer Brown, he said, we're going to push for Joseph. David Higgins, we're going to push for Joseph. But you can't force Usyk to fight anybody. You can't force anyone to fight anybody. You know, the will has to be on Usyk's side.
One possible name being tossed around is Joseph Parker. While no official announcement has been made, several top contenders are hungry for a shot. But Usyk has made it clear he's only planning one more fight. That alone has intensified speculation. With just one slot left, boxing fans are closely watching every hint. Who gets the nod for what could be Usyk's farewell bout?
The will has to be on Usyk's side. The will for Joe is there. He'd fight anybody, and as he's shown. But the will has to be and the want has to be on Usyk's team.
Put your fighter hat on for me if you can, Andy, again. I mean, I saw, it's funny because the video of Dubois getting knocked out, there's you and Joe in the background, and I can see both of your reactions. When you're watching that, I mean, again, you've seen some of the best heavyweights in the world, you've been in camp with some of the best heavyweights in the world. When you're watching that, are you watching it like myself and thinking, okay, this is an all-time great you're seeing?
First and foremost, I watched it as a fan and I enjoyed the fight. And I thought Dubois started really well. But there's something about Usyk, isn't it? And just this change after round 1, round 2, Dubois was having some success, landing right hands.
Usyk isn't the type to drag out fight negotiations or duck challenges. His reputation is built on taking tough fights without excuses. While others delay talks with drawn-out promotions and public drama, Usyk keeps it direct. The deal gets done. His no-nonsense style, both in and out of the ring, has earned him major respect from the boxing world. Promoters love his professionalism, and fans admire how he never backs down from anyone.
The one thing I would say that we have to appreciate from Usyk is how he's so willingly down to fight anybody, right? Typically in boxing, you look at how boxing is structured. You have the Ali Act where a fighter could be like, nah, I don't want to fight him. Okay, well, we're going to strip you of your belt since you don't want to, defend that belt, right? How long does it take us to get a Gervonta Davis to fight, maybe a Devin Haney, or a Ryan Garcia fighting somebody else, right? It takes fucking forever. But now when it comes to Usyk, Usyk, he's the champion. Okay, your next title, the person you have to defend against is Dubois. Perfect, send me the contract, I will be ready. Yeah. You don't get that nowadays in boxing. You don't fucking get that. But when he fights, that's one thing I love about him.
Just beating Daniel Dubois in a rematch, the younger guy, and he's made it look easier against him and schooled him and destroyed him. That is the pinnacle of skill in boxing. That's the pinnacle of the fucking sport.
Winning undisputed titles in multiple weight classes takes more than talent, it takes complete reinvention. Usyk's rise from cruiserweight to heavyweight was about more than size. He adapted his style, elevated his game, and beat giants like Joshua with skill, not just strength. But Usyk's greatness isn't limited to boxing. When war broke out in his home country, he paused his career to serve, proving his courage outside the ring. Experts now place Usyk alongside all-time greats like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. He blends Mayweather's tactical genius with Pacquiao's heart and grit, his undefeated run across divisions, matched with his discipline and fearlessness. Puts him in elite company, perhaps, as one of the most complete fighters of this generation.
How high is Alexander Usyk all-time on the GOAT list? I've seen a lot of debate that he's top 5 already, top 10, shouldn't be in the top 10 yet. So here's my thoughts on it. I think you can put him anywhere from like number 4 to number 10 all time, but he should definitely be in everyone's top 10. 2-division undisputed champion at cruiserweight and heavyweight, and he probably has the 2 best undisputed runs in the 4-belt era. At cruiserweight, he beat everyone in enemy territory. Glowacki in Poland, Briedis in Latvia, Gassiv in Russia, Bellew in the UK. At heavyweight, he beat all the Brits, mostly on enemy territory twice. Joshua twice, Fury twice, Dubois twice. Of that post-Mayweather Pacquiao era, I think he's definitely the greatest. Now, I have Usyk number 8. For reference, I have Floyd 1, Manny 2, Ali 3, Robinson 4, Duran 5, Leonard 6, Roy Jones 7, and then Usyk at 8. I know there's a whole debate right now about Usyk and Ali. Of course, Usyk's more skilled than Ali, but I think Ali's resume is greater, which is why I have him higher. But I'm curious to know how high people have Usyk now all time, without recency bias.
Floyd Mayweather's career has always been defined by careful planning and smart matchmaking. Boxing insiders agree that he only returns if the risk is low and the money is massive. He's a master strategist, always sizing up opponents before agreeing to anything. His legacy is built around protecting that perfect record, and that means never taking fights that could end badly. If Floyd does fight again, it'll be on his terms with full control and the biggest possible paycheck. Facing someone like Usyk, that's not his style and probably never will be.
Yeah, you're fighting the best fighter in the world. Yeah. And you're figuring out a strategy of not how do I win, but how do I last?
Yeah, and that was the strategy. I had a good idea that I wasn't gonna be able to knock him out.
No, but that's not the goal with a guy like that. No. No, but Floyd is the most precise and most. Floyd doesn't care who watches, who likes. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Floyd only cares about the points. Yeah. If the fight is entertaining, it's for him. It's just a strategy. Yeah. So he's kind of like the beast of fighting. You know, beast is like, how do I get the algorithm and the numbers?
100%.
That's how Floyd is.
Do you think he's the great? You think he's the greatest? One of the greatest
Every
ever?
great fighter in the world says technically there's nobody better.
Yeah.
Every single.
Joe Rogan has regularly highlighted Floyd Mayweather's brilliance when it comes to defense. In a past conversation, he described how Floyd can stand directly in front of a fighter and still avoid being hit. He doesn't rely on flashy moves or wild swings. Instead, it's his precision, shoulder movement, and tiny adjustments that keep punches from landing. This method confuses his opponents and causes them to lose control. Rogan explained that even when Floyd looks still, he's actually managing the fight's pace in his mind. His defense isn't just about dodging blows, it's about dominating opponents mentally. Similarly, Usyk's movement is a form of art.
It's all like slight slips away, and it's slight motions, which is all you need to get away from a punch, right? You don't want to move too far. You're wasting a lot of energy and you can't counterattack. One of the best things about Floyd, and one of the most brilliant things about him, he's one of the most elusive fighters of all time, but he didn't move around. He stood right in front of you and you couldn't fucking hit him. That's true mastery of space and true mastery of technique. In my opinion, he's the best boxer that's ever lived.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not qualified to rank people, but I watched when he was making that ascent towards it. It ended up being 50, you know?
He just fought last weekend, this weekend. Yeah, he fought a match against John Gotti's grandson, which is crazy.
That's scary for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, for a lot of reasons, right? But this is the second time they fought. The first time they fought, it ended in a brawl. Like a bunch of people jumped in the ring. It was crazy because they stopped the fight because they were talking too much shit to each other and holding on to each other too much. So the referee stopped the fight for whatever reason, I don't know. And in this fight was even crazy too because the first referee was terrible. And the referee said Floyd Mayweather hit him behind the head. Absolutely incorrect call. Floyd threw a right hand and it caught him on the side of the head, and the referee claimed that it was behind the head. So Floyd fired the referee in the middle of the bout. He stops the bout. He's like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here.
Because he's the promoter also.
Well, I guess. I mean, also, it's Floyd Mayweather. Like, what's the referee going to do? Fuck you? You know, I'm going to stop the fight? Like, also, they're in Mexico City. Like, you could get killed. Like, just get out of the ring, buddy. So Floyd throws this punch, and he's 100%.
Adam Catterall once likened Usyk's movement to a graceful dance hand that's not far off. He moves around the ring with smooth, effortless footwork, always maintaining his balance while shifting direction. His rivals struggle to close the distance, often appearing sluggish by comparison. Usyk's changes in speed and position throw off even the best fighters. He's fast without being chaotic, and assertive without being careless. Most heavyweights rely on sheer force, but they simply can't match his rhythm, foot control, and graceful command of space. His ability to stay composed while staying mobile is what sets him apart.
And I did notice his foot movement. He was just moving away, so Dubois couldn't hit him.
Couldn't get near him.
And then when he was punching Dubois, he made him look like in football terms, he made him look like a non-league player. He made him look bad.
Mate, that's the beauty of Alexander Usyk. His training with his little mate Vasyl Lomachenko, they came through the pro ranks together, well, amateur and pro ranks together, and their training regimes are completely off the textbook. They don't do it like everybody else does it. There's a lot of ballet, for example, that they use. There's a lot of gymnastics. There's a lot of different techniques, in their training that they incorporate into the game. And you can see it with the way that he fights. He is like a brutal ballerina. His footwork is absolutely sensational. What he does, he stands in range just enough so therefore the guy that he is fighting believes that he's going to get hit in a moment, so therefore mentally you're constantly working, and therefore you're throwing at times where he's then making you miss. And because his range control is so good, he's nicknamed the cat. He's in like a cat, and he is so accurate with what he's doing. He makes you miss, he makes you pay. That's the art of the sweet science. It is the art of getting hitting and not getting hit.
Boxing legend Lennox Lewis recently spoke about his admiration for Usyk. He admitted he would have enjoyed testing himself against the Ukrainian star. Lennox mentioned that, so far, no one in the division has figured Usyk out, though he believes he might have cracked the code. That kind of statement from a legend underscores just how tough Usyk is to beat. When a former heavyweight king praises someone as a mystery, the rest of the division can't solve. It's clear that fighter has earned serious respect. Usyk's name now echoes louder among the sports greats as his legacy continues to build.
Couldn't catch this IFL TV. Appreciate Lennox stopping. A stunning win there for Alexander Usyk tonight here at Wembley. What did you make of it?
Great win. You know, he did the right things. He did a lot of good things in the fight. I thought Daniel came out a bit too strong. You know, should have took his time, especially the first round. And, you know, he was overreaching a little bit and he got caught.
Is there anyone on this planet, an active fighter, that can beat this man? He's got back-to-back wins or double wins over Fury, Joshua, and now Dubois. I mean, it's phenomenal coming up from cruiserweight.
It's phenomenal. I wish I was in this era to box because I would have loved to box him. And, you know, I can't see why nobody can't figure him out. I would be able to figure him out. Oh, yeah, Usyk is the best of this era. And he does the right things. He moves well. He doesn't get hit. And he's elusive. And he's hard to beat.
Lennox, just the final one. What would be your advice to Daniel Dubois? He's come back from losses before, obviously Joe Joyce, etc. But what would your advice be to this 27-year-old lion?
Keep up with boxing. You know, this shouldn't. You know, he should learn from this and bring it to the next fight. I don't think he should quit. I think he's got a long, good life in boxing.
Lennox, much appreciate your time this week. Have you got anything else you'd like to say?
Yes, Lennox Lewis is the best. I lay them all to rest. I'm the pugilist specialist. Nobody can test.
Love that. Top man. Thank you.